everybody, and welcome back to the Entertainment Brick Show. You read the title, you know what's going on today. We are continuing the phases of Marvel and Lego levels, the Infinity Saga video game that I am thinking up of. And and again, this is giving me time to rewatch all the Marvel movies, so it's pretty useful, in hand here. So, you guys get content, and I get to rewatch the Marvel movies, so I'm pretty happy about that. Now we're doing Phase 3. And Phase 3, if I'm not mistaken, has like 9 movies or something along those lines. So I decided to split it up. I'm not doing all 9 movies in this video. That would probably be like an hour-long video. And I don't want an hour-long video personally. So I'm splitting it up so that I'm going to do the first 4 movies, right? 4 movies here in this video. And then the last 5 in Part 2. So watch out for Part 2. It's coming at some point later down the line. But here you go. We're starting off Phase 3 with Civil War. Captain America Civil War. Very exciting. Now, with Civil War, a little bit unique here. Instead of 3 parts... Oh, actually, I should probably go over the rules. So basically, I basically made an Infinity Saga video game in my head and then wrote it all down, wrote all information down for levels and stuff like that. And I made levels, and each level has 3 parts to it. So it's a pretty substantial amount of content in a level. And yeah, that's basically the rules. And with this one in particular, Captain America Civil War, I actually changed it a little bit to where, sorry if you hear the motorcycle in the background, I'm kind of near a window, but I kind of changed it so that instead of 3 parts, there's 5 parts in Civil War. Because I think Civil War is kind of a big movie, a very big Marvel movie. And I think, 3 parts isn't going to cut it. I think you need 5. I think 5 is a pretty good number because there hasn't been any content on Captain America Civil War before in previous Lego Marvel games. So I ended up doing 5 parts here. So let's get into all 5 parts. And this is the only level that has 5 parts so far. So yes, Captain America 3, Captain America Civil War. Starting off with Part 1 here, and that is the Crossbones attack, of course, from the beginning of the movie. You'll play as Captain America in, his Civil War kind of look, from Civil War, as well as Black Widow and Falcon, and the objective is to defeat Crossbones. So this is going to start off, they're going to kick you right in with a Crossbones boss fight. I forget where they were. Were they in Sokovia? No, that's not right. They weren't in Sokovia. I take that back. I think. I don't remember exactly where that movie took place. I watched it a couple weeks ago to make this video, so I don't remember exactly. But, yeah, I don't remember exactly where they were. In the beginning of the movie, like where they were fighting Crossbones. Maybe it was Sokovia, I don't remember. But yeah, basically in that area, you're going to be having a boss fight with Crossbones to start off the level, playing as Captain America, Falcon, and Black Widow. Pretty cool start. Then we go to Part 2, which I just titled it Finding Bucky, because all these part titles I just kind of was whatever. I didn't really put too much effort into the titles of the parts here. And this is where you'll play as Captain America, as well as Bucky Barnes. And the objective is to escape that apartment building where the military or whatever those people were coming in, and we're fighting Bucky and Cap in that apartment building, in the stairwell and stuff. So you'll be able to play through that in this part, which I think will be kind of fun. You have Bucky in his kind of civilian outfit while just having regular Captain America, and you'll be going up and down. Or I think they were going down the stairs, fighting all the guys, all the soldiers, and I think that'd be kind of cool. Then for Part 3. Is just chasing Bucky. So this is obviously when Bucky's trying to escape. And you'll play as Tony Stark from, Civil War, as well as Black Widow and Agent 13. And the objective here is to defeat Bucky. So you're going to have a boss fight with Bucky Barnes, which I think is also pretty cool. This is the part where, I'm trying to think, I don't remember exactly where they were. I don't remember exactly where he escaped from at this point. But this is when, Tony Stark got, the Iron Man blaster or whatever, pulse or whatever it's called, and, tried to fight Bucky with it, and it didn't really work out too well in his favor. And then, Black Widow and Agent 13 come over and try and help out as well. But yeah, that is, this part of that movie there. And then you also have Part 4, which is just called the Airport Battle. Of course, you probably know where this is going to, what's going to happen here. And that is, you'll play as Captain America, and Ant-Man, and this will also utilize the Clone Wars, character setting changer, whatever you want to call it. And you'll play as Captain America and Ant-Man, as well as Falcon and Bucky Barnes. So with Captain America and Ant-Man, the objective is to defeat Black Panther and War Machine, so a boss fight with both of them. And then with Falcon and Bucky, you'll be having a boss fight with Spider-Man. So that'll be pretty cool, so have some characters to fight off against. And then part 5, of course, is the end of the movie here, and that is the Avengers, kind of broken up. They're lost. The Avengers are lost. And you'll play as Captain America and Bucky Barnes, and the objective is to defeat Iron Man. So there you go. I was kind of thinking maybe I switch it a little bit to where at the end of the level, very similar to Lego DC Supervillains, where you're able to choose whether you want to go with the heroes or villains. In this part of the level, you'd be able to choose if you want to play as Captain America or Iron Man. And I'm thinking maybe, like, if you choose Captain America, you'll play as Cap and Bucky, and the objective is to defeat Iron Man, and Black Panther, actually, because I think he was there too. And then if you choose Iron Man, you'll be able to play as Iron Man and Black Panther, and you'll be defeating Cap and Bucky. I don't know, I kind of thought about that, like, last minute, and I think that could probably work, so we'll do that instead. So if you choose Cap, you'll fight Iron Man and Black Panther, and then if you choose Iron Man and Black Panther, you'll fight Bucky and Cap. So there you go. There's Civil War. Now we'll move on to, what is this? Doctor Strange is next. Next, we have Doctor Strange. So, of course, the first Doctor Strange movie from 2016. This one's just back to the regular 3 parts. There's not going to be 5 parts for every level now. It's just the 3 parts here, because it's just kind of like a regular, not as substantial kind of movie here. I thought Civil War was almost like Avengers level kind of movie, so I thought, why not kind of go all out with Civil War? But now we're back to like the very, I just bumped the mic, sorry. Back to the very baseline 3 parts per movie. So there you go. But yes, we'll start with part 1 here, and you'll be playing as Stephen Strange from Doctor Strange, that kind of Doctor Strange look, as well as Wong, and the objective is to train in the mystic arts. So I'm kind of thinking, I think it was it Kamertage? I think is the place where they train, I believe. So you'll be kind of like, again, playing as Stephen Strange and Wong, and you'll be going around like kind of like the area and trying to learn different spells and stuff to kind of get Stephen Strange to train with these spells. So I thought that could be kind of cool to start off for this movie. And then part 2 is like the Ancient One kind of part here, where you'll play as Doctor Strange and the Ancient One, and the objective is to defeat Caecilius, I think is how you say his name. I don't know. Because the villain of Doctor Strange was super forgettable in my opinion. I mean, I bet that's probably a lot of people's opinions. But whoever Mads Mikkelsen played in Doctor Strange, I believe it's Caecilius. I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but it's going to be a boss fight with him. If I'm not mistaken, this was the part where the Ancient One was using the mystic arts to kind of like just what is the word? Warp the buildings and stuff like that. And Doctor Strange was there too. And everybody was fighting on like the buildings, like the turned over buildings and stuff. So that is what this part would be, having a boss fight with Caecilius or whatever his name is. I can't get it. And then the final part here is, of course, Dormammu, I've come to bargain, that classic line, right? And you'll play as Doctor Strange, Carl Mordo, and Wong. So Wong returns here. And the objective is to defeat Dormammu. So you have a boss fight with Dormammu on that Dormammu planet. I don't know exactly what planet that was, but you have a boss fight with him on that planet. And there you go. That's Doctor Strange there. Next movie, a part of Phase 3, is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I like this movie. I don't know if a lot of people like this movie, but I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. So of course there's already been DLC based around this movie from, I think it was Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, which already went over the Obelisk fight, which was like the beginning of Guardians 2. And again, that was used in Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 as DLC. So I didn't obviously include that in here because that was already used. Instead, we're going to go right to the part 1 here is the scene where the Ravagers are in the woods, and you'll play as Rocket Raccoon and Yondu, and the objective here is to actually have a boss fight with Nebula and some of the Ravagers. So, of course, if you don't remember this scene, basically what happened was there was some woods planet, some like forestry on this planet, and Rocket Raccoon was setting up traps for a bunch of Ravagers that were coming to hunt him down. And at the end of this whole scene, basically, Rocket is interrogated kind of by Yondu and the Ravagers, and then Nebula shoots Yondu and all this stuff. So why not kind of twist this a little bit to where Yondu and Rocket fight Nebula in a boss fight, as well as some of the Ravagers as well. So I'm kind of thinking like it will be like a bunch of the Ravagers will kind of surround like this circular arena sort of, and Nebula will just come in as a boss fight, and you'll play as Rocket and Yondu to face off against Nebula. So there you go. That's basically part 1. Then part 2 is the Ravager ship escape here, where you'll again play as Rocket, Yondu, and now you'll be adding Baby Groot to your roster of characters to play as well in the second part. And the objective is to, of course, escape the Ravager's ship. So this is obviously the really great scene where Yondu uses his arrow and Rocket uses his blasters to wipe out all the Ravagers on the ship. And I think they destroy the ship overall, right? Yeah, I think they do. And completely destroy the Ravager's ship. And you'll be able to play through that, of course. So you'll be kind of like running through the hallways of the Ravager's ship, fighting off Ravagers and, destroying different energy machines and stuff like that. And maybe there'll even be a sequence where you play as Baby Groot taking down that one Ravager guy. I don't know if he had a name or not, but where Baby Groot was smacking him around on the what was it? What were they, like the what are those things called? Not like banisters, but the decks, not that either. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was fighting him on the pathway, whatever it was called. I don't know why I'm blanking on the word here. But anyways, then part 3, the last part here, is the Ego, the Living Planet part here. You'll play as Star-Lord, Gamora, Yondu, Rocket, and Nebula, and the objective here is to have a boss fight with Ego. So this would be kind of a cool thing here, because of course, Ego is able to use all of his powers to kind of like construct stuff around him. So this could be a nice boss fight with kind of like a bigger looking character here. And the 5 of them will be fighting Ego in this final boss fight here. And I know that I haven't really done for Guardians of the Galaxy movie, you really have only been playing as one Guardian, and that's Rocket Raccoon. But when I rewatched the movie, a lot of the other storyline where Star-Lord and Gamora and Drax are meeting with Ego, there isn't a lot to really use there that would be interesting to play through a level. So I ended up just choosing all the Rocket Raccoon stuff because that was way more action-packed and interesting. So at least at the end you get to play as Star-Lord and Gamora and stuff like that. So there you have it. That is part 3. That is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now let's move on to Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, for the final movie of this video, again, not the final movie of Phase 3, but the final movie of this video, we have Spider-Man Homecoming. And, again, because, Phase 3 had a lot of movies, so I wanted to kind of split it up a little bit. So here we go. Once again, Spider-Man Homecoming is the final movie, and it has 3 parts, of course. So part 1 is the passenger ship here, where you'll play as Spider-Man and in his Homecoming look, as well as Iron Man in the Homecoming suit. I don't remember exactly what that mark was, but anyways, the objective here is to save all the people on that barge that were like the passenger barge, whatever it was. And Spider-Man was trying to bring the ship back together, and Iron Man had to come in and help. That's basically what you're gonna be playing through here. So I think basically you'll just be on the barge ship, whatever, and you'll be fighting some of Vulture's goons and stuff like that. And you'll be trying to like go to different points around the ship and pull it all together to make sure that everybody stays safe and whatever like that. So yeah, that's basically part 1. Part 2 is the homecoming dance scene where you'll be playing as Spider-Man in his homemade suit, and as well as Ned leads. And the objective is to have a boss fight with Shocker. So of course in the movie, I think they go out to like the school bus park or something like that, or the parking lot, and that's where Shocker is. And, again, Spider-Man in his homemade suit and Ned are going to fight Shocker in the bus parking lot, whatever. And you'll probably have to do, like, maybe some, like, stealth scenes and stuff like that to kind of avoid him. And then you'll do a boss fight. I don't know. There's a lot that they could do with that scene there. And then, of course, the final part here is Vulture's, like, last stand where he's at, like, the burning carnival or something like that. I forget what it was. And you'll be playing, again, as Spider-Man in his homemade suit, as well as Happy Hogan. I couldn't really think of another co-op character for this part in the movie, so I just kind of had to go with Happy Hogan because he was kind of sort of related to that scene, but not really. And the objective too, of course, is to have a boss fight with Vulture at the end of the movie. So I think this actually could be a pretty cool boss fight because you could have Vulture flying around and stuff like that, and then you're on the ground trying to like web him up and stuff like that. So there you go. That is part 3, and overall, that is Homecoming, as well as the first part 1 of Phase 3 of the Marvel of the video game. There's so much there. I gotta reword that. But anyways, do you understand what I'm saying here? That was it. So that was Phase 3 of Marvel of the Infinity Saga video game. That's the first part. That's a mouthful and a half. Okay. Anyways, part 2 is coming up soon. Obviously, part 2 is gonna be here. We're gonna do the final 5 movies of Phase 3. And other than that, that is it. So if you enjoyed that video, do the comment, YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.